Hello, friends. It is the 8th of February 2012, and I dropped off the face of the planet for a little while. Sorry about it. I got kind of busy. I know that that's no excuse. Shame on me for trying to use it. Um, but it's realistic. Um, so I guess that I just didn't really know what I wanted to talk about with everybody, and I think that I finally got the topic that I want to discuss, and what it comes from is it's coming from. I don't know if that's how it is all over the world, but here in America, we get crazy obsessed about holidays. In my last vlog, I talked about social retardation and how I'm in this long distance relationship that is fundamentally supported by technology, and and how technology makes us all retarded, and I talked about how my boyfriend was going to fly out and come and see me, and he did, and it was wonderful to have him out here for a few days. um, but for Valentine's Day, he is going to fly back out to come see me. And basically, what he's doing is that he's flying out on the 13th. He'll be here on the night of the 13th. He'll stay for the 14th, and then he's flying out for the 15th. So he's literally just coming out here for like 36 hours. He's flying 1,700 miles for 36 hours of my company. That's an awesome Valentine's present. Um, but something that one of my friends said today kind of struck a nerve with me, in the sense that I had to like step back and kind of think about this for a moment. And I started thinking about Valentine's Day and kind of holidays on the whole here in America, and how we all just become a little crazy. We become a little nuts over these holidays, and Valentine's Day is no exception. I mean, St. Patrick's Day is no exception. Arbor Day is no exception. That people just go crazy for holidays here. I don't know if I have any international viewers. Please tell me, is this the same way that it is everywhere? I mean, does everyone go crazy for specific holidays, or is it just America that it's just like we get compulsive about this stuff? Because I generally want to know. Um, but one of my friends, was talking about what a consumer holiday Valentine's Day is, and they're certainly not wrong. Valentine's Day is a really consumer-driven um, holiday, but most of them are now. Uh, but because my boyfriend's flying out, I feel like I really wanted to step up my A game, and I wanted to make it a Valentine's Day that he wouldn't forget. So I went through the proper plans and precautions, and I talk about that right now, but I don't know if he's watching. Mm? Um, so I don't want to give away any surprises. But um, after I did all this stuff, I started to kind of wonder if I was doing it for him, or if I was doing it for me, or if I was just doing it to do it. If I was just doing it to like buy into all of the consumer bullshit. And I haven't really come to a conclusion, but I'm leaning towards it being for me. And the reason why I came to this conclusion is that I realized that I've never had that amazing Valentine's Day experience. I feel like most people haven't. I mean, I look back over my Valentine's days, and most of them I can't even remember. Um, I think that the last Valentine's Day that even sticks out in my mind was in middle school, whenever my middle school boyfriend got me a stuffed animal, some roses, and some chocolate, and I got to carry it around all day so all of my friends could be like, oh, look at how much your boyfriend loves you. And honestly, that guy was such an asshole. He was the biggest dick in the world. But I feel like everybody's middle school boyfriend, like we all date that retard at least once. Um, but yeah, that's the last one that even sticks out in my memory. Um, and and it was bleh, you know? Ooh. Um, but I feel like now I might be doing it for myself, that I want this unforgettable memory, and I feel like I don't know if I'm just setting myself up for disappointment. So I feel like that's going to be a comment question for you guys, is uh, do you have a special Valentine's Day memory, or have they all been pretty mediocre? Is this idea of having that perfect day of love just something that is, mass packaged and placed out for the public's consumption? Are we getting our hopes up for no particular reason? Um, because we do seem to go a little nuts, and we seem to go a little nuts about all holidays. Mine is Halloween. I go a little batshit insane for Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. Um, when I wasn't working in a costume shop, because I like having an excuse to dress up all the time. Um, when I didn't work in a costume shop and I was up at good CWC, just kind of going to school, I actually convinced a good portion of my friends to randomly dress up with me every day of October, just for shits and giggles, just because I wanted more than one day to dress up. And I got people to do it, and people actually, and we had theme days, and it was awesome. I'll in my on my Facebook page, you can actually see pictures of this with ragdoll costumes and the cast of the Breakfast Club. That we did all these really goofy things, and it was really fun. Um, but I feel like, I mean, while it is crazy and it is a little over the top, it's still healthy. And that's what brings me to my next point, is that because it's Valentine's Day and that's the holiday that's coming up, I feel like that's why some recent uncomfortableness has arisen in my life. And that is the unwanted attention of a gentleman customer at the, the place that I work. Um, some of you guys know where I work, others of you can probably make an assumption. I don't want to mention names on the internet because they are a company who watches their employees, and I don't want them to feel like I'm ever saying anything bad about them. We went over this in the first vlog. But yeah, I assisted him in the adoption of a little kitty cat, and I maybe talked to this man for 15 minutes total, and I didn't say anything personal about myself. I basically gave him my credentials. I told him what I do for a living and how long I've done it and what I'm good at and what I'm not good at as a professional trainer. Um, and while I was talking to him, I thought he was gay, until he asked me out. And of course, I number one, it would be unprofessional for me to accept any personal information or date any of my clients at work. That would be really unprofessional. Also, I'm in relationships, and third, there would be no interest in this man whatsoever. He's probably about 48 years old. Again, quite effeminate, and just not ugh. Um, for those of you who know me, yeesh. So of course I very graciously declined and said thanks but no thanks. I'm flattered, but I'm not interested. And if you have any questions about your cat, if you need any help, please feel free to call me here at the store. And I thought that was going to be the end of it. Through the next few weeks, he continued to call me at my job to come in and watch me train for not just for a few minutes, but for hours at a time while I was in class. Would specifically ask for me to answer really stupid questions about cats, and then find some new and awkward way to ask me out, to which I would consistently reject him. And I mean, I suppose that somebody mentioned that I probably should have been more harsh with him, but I don't want to be that bitch, and I feel like maybe that's my problem, is that every time that he did ask me out, I was very gracious about it and said, I'm flattered, thanks but no thanks, that I am not interested. And um, and I felt like after the fourth time, and it's sad that it even had to be the fourth time, but I felt like after the fourth time where I was able to just be like, listen, I am substantially younger than you are. I am in a relationship, and besides being in a relationship, I just got out of a divorce. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and she is my priority right now. I'm not interested. Have a nice day. And he seemed to understand that, and I thought that that was going to be the end of it then. Except that a few days after that, during a large snowstorm here in Colorado, um, he came in and left a package for me with my manager that included a homemade bound book of poetry, and I don't know if he wrote the poetry himself or if he googled it and then copy and pasted it, but he made this homemade bound book of poetry with a picture of him on the back, like, I'm sitting by a waterfall, and this page and a half handwritten letter in red ink, um, that in all, really fucking creepy. That I felt like it definitely crossed the line. And it made me feel so uncomfortable that I informed my managers. I said, this makes me feel really uncomfortable to the point that I'm unable to perform my job duties because of just how uncomfortable he makes me whenever he's in the store. And my managers talked it over, and things should be settled now, and he hasn't come back in since I've talked to my managers about it. But I kind of had to rationalize this with myself a little bit. And I had to ask myself um, if the reason why he didn't see that this was inappropriate was because he was so wrapped up in the concept of wooing me. And I don't know if maybe he didn't understand that this was inappropriate. So that's my next comment question. I want to have two because I've skipped out for like a week or two or like a month. Who? So two comment questions. Um, has there ever been a time that you were being inappropriate and you didn't realize you were being inappropriate? Or has anybody been inappropriate and has anybody, if you become the object of somebody else's affections, that was not welcome? And how did you deal with that? Because, I feel kind of bad for this guy, but at the same time, I completely don't. That I don't know if this is just that he doesn't understand that he's being extremely inappropriate, or if he really is creepy stalker guy, if it really is just like this weird obsession. Um, and quite honestly, I don't know that I really even want to find out. That it's to the point now that I don't feel comfortable walking out to my car by myself because I am concerned that he is watching me. And yeah, ew, right? Creepy, no? So yeah, talk to me about your Valentine's Day. Talk to me about your stalkers or being a stalker or whatever. Where's the level? Where's the line between between innocent crush and creepy as all fuck? So yeah, I think that that's gonna do it. Um, and as always, if you like this, then hit the like button, leave a comment, share with your friends, and if you don't like it, then shoot me a message that says, Squish, what the fuck? Stop it. But I think that's gonna do it this week. Alright. Mwah.